That's okay. Right. And okay, now since I know everybody now reasonably, right? Chandrasekhar will talk more about Almaty later. Okay. I was supposed to visit it this time. It got postponed. My trip was supposed to be on November 18th. It has got postponed for some time. So we can meet up in Almaty anytime. We can go to Coffee Daily or someplace and meet up. Okay. Right. So now people who have joined CMA course. I'll let you know. I'll let you know, Chandrasekhar. Okay. People who have joined the CMA course should know that, well, it is not very tough, neither it is very easy. Because if it's going to be very easy, everybody is going to do it, right? And there will not be any value for it as such. So CMA is a course which you shouldn't be taking it lightly, right? So if you give me the examination today to write, probably I will not get through, even though I have been teaching for the past 10 years. Okay, so I have to go through everything. I can't take anything for granted because the questions are highly twisted and tested conceptually. Okay, so you have to be very strong in concepts. So if you have been doing any academic course so far, you have to change gears here. You cannot adapt the same strategy for the CMA course. Let me just tell you that in the beginning itself. Okay? And you see, I am not a marketing person, so let me just tell you one thing. If you cannot put in 3 hours a day, okay, 3 hours of quality study a day, you should somehow manage. You can start off small. Okay, you can start off at 1 hour, but you should do it consistently. And then continue and build it up to at least 3 hours a day. If you are a professional or not, if you are an ICWA or a CA, even then, this much time is required. If you can't put in this much time, I would suggest to take back your fees if you have paid it and stop the course. Okay? I don't want you to waste money because you will not get through this easily as you might be thinking, or I don't know what's your opinion about CMA, but as I told you, it is not going to give you results like CA or ICWA, which is single digits, like 6% or 5% results. No. You have a reasonably decent result, but only for those who study and are dedicated. Okay? So, if you have joined an online class, okay, and there is a recording facility, I would suggest you not to depend only on the recording. Some people get lazy after some time. I'm telling you by experience. And they put it off saying that, okay, I can watch the recording. That will work, no doubt. It will help you. But you cannot ask me your doubts when you are, watching a recording session. Okay? When it is interactive, it's going to be interesting both for you and me. Okay? If you are dull and not asking questions, probably I will also fall asleep. Right? Because it is night time here. And it can go up to 11 o'clock sometimes. So we really don't know how each one's mood will be at that particular time of the night. Okay? So it has to be interactive. A lot of questions should be asked, and whatever I say shouldn't be taken for granted. It should be questioned, debated, argued. Only then you can get the concept correctly. Fine? Okay. Now, how is the CMA designed? It has, you might be knowing this already because you would have done some kind of research before joining the CMA course. So, there are going to be 100 multiple choice questions for 3-hour duration for both part 1 and part 2. If you get 50% correct in these multiple choice questions, right, you will go to an essay window. Only then the essay window will open. If you are going to get less than 50% correct, you go home directly and your result is decided. You have failed. Fine? If you have done more than 50% correct, an essay window will open, and this is of the duration 1 hour. Right? Sometimes, most of the time, it is a case study wherein you will be asked, basically two main questions, and each sorry, and each main question will have four sub questions. Okay, so you need to be putting on good quality answers there. Sometimes it will be computation, sometimes it will be purely theoretical. Okay, an essay type. So eventually, you see, they might ask you something about calculation also, but there will be one of the sub questions saying that you need to comment about something. Okay, so those comments is what they will judge you upon, and you need to be giving good quality answers, right? So now the CMA, I'll be telling you a lot of tips how to pass the exam, right? Since I myself have done this exam way back in 2003 though, right? That time the examination format, the number of papers were different than now, but basically the same format is existing, okay, even today, right? The multiple choice and the essay format is still there as it was so many years back, that is 15 years back. Okay, now what I need to be telling you is, each one of you will be getting a different paper. If about 2 or 3 of you guys write at the same time, appear for the exam at the same time, each one of you will be getting a different paper. It won't be the same. Okay, and it is graded based on degree of difficulty. You need to be getting 360 to pass the exam out of a total of 500. Now, how this 360 is given to you, I don't know. Nobody knows. It is kept a secret by IMA, right? It is not that each question has 1 mark or 2 marks. Actually, the entire paper is graded based on degree of difficulty. That means, if you are going to get a very easy paper, don't jump with joy. Okay? You need to get more questions correct in order to pass the exam. You understood? If you get a tough paper, a very tough paper, don't lose hope again. You need to get few questions correct to pass the exam. So that's how it works. It's a peculiar system here. It's all computer based. So I would suggest that if you need to practice the essay part, practice on your computer. Don't take a paper and a pencil open and practice it. No. You should practice the typing part on your computer itself so that you get the required typing speed as well as the thought flow. Understood? There should be a proper thought flow as you are typing in. Right? And most important, do not underestimate this exam. If it was easy, as I told you, it would not have any value. Okay? So once you achieved it, you yourself will feel that you have some value. Fine? Because you would have gone through enough by that time. Don't be disappointed if you fail. Okay? Look at it positively. See that you clear in one attempt. But as I told you, this is not going to be like any of your regular BCom kind of exams wherein most of you will pass. Is it not? Right? So it is not going to be that way. Probably, let me see if I got the passing statistics here. Maybe I have it in my computer. I'll just check it out. Just a minute. If I don't have it, probably I will load it in the next class. Just a minute, guys, while I load it. No, I don't have the passing rates here. Okay, but anyway, I can tell you by memory. Right, see, okay, so for part 1, out of 100 people who sit worldwide, that is a percentage basis, 35% pass for part 1. Okay, so if you ask anybody, most of them will be saying that they failed the exam. Okay, but for part 2, curiously, I don't know why, what's the reason, the worldwide results is close to 50%. Okay, even though I feel part 2 is more voluminous. Okay, so no problem, whatever sequence you take, you can, if you want, you can take part 1 first or part 2 first. It's up to you, right? There is not so much of a connection between both of them. It's not necessary that you do part 1 first and then go to part 2. Okay, but I'm just giving you the worldwide results here, how it is appearing in the website. Okay, so part 1 results are a little low. Probably, I don't know the reason, maybe because there's accounting and many people are quite weak in accounting. Okay, the main debit and credit, but in a more advanced form. Okay, because it is almost the CPA level for standard for accounting. Okay, then the other things are going beyond the CPA level, because that is internal reporting, the costing subjects, etc. at a very high level. Okay, but even accounting is not at the basic level. It is at a little advanced level itself. Fine. And then there is internal control. Okay, now accounting, external reporting is section A, which I will be starting off with. Okay, I will be starting off with section A, and then internal control is section E, right? Section E, and section C is purely decision making, okay, which is called performance management. You have got your standard costing, variance analysis, everything here in section C. Okay, section D is also costing subjects like process costing, job costing, and all other kinds of costing, marginal costing, absorption costing, all that will come there. Okay, and section B will be planning, budgeting, etc. Okay, planning and budgeting basically. Fine. So this is just an overview of what you have. In my opinion, the most tricky part, you'll have to concentrate more on internal control because the questions are tricky there, and section C, which is performance management. Okay, section A is tested very less in the examination paper. They have given, I think so, let me just verify again, 10 or 15% will be section A content. No, 15%. External reporting is 15%. Okay, and planning, budgeting and forecasting, this will be 30%, double of section A. But section A takes a lot of time because it has to be gone, each concept has to be told, and it takes a certain time. I cannot speeden it up, even though it is only a 15% weightage. Okay. And section C is a 20% weightage in the exam, and section D is also 20%, it's all costing and cost management, and internal controls is 15%. You see, this weightage is quite important because even if they give you, let us say in planning, budgeting and forecasting, they give you maybe 3 questions. But that 3 questions will be so tough that it will have the weightage of 30%. And in internal control, though the percentage weightage is given as 15%, you might have as much as maybe 20 questions. But those weightage will be less because it might be a level A kind of questions. What do you mean by level A? Level A is the basic level. Okay? Level B, etc. is little bit application. Level C is the highest tough level. Right? So the questions will be a mixture of all these 3 levels. Fine? Time management is most important. So that I cannot stress enough on that. Many people fail because they have not managed their time properly. Fine. Now listen, everybody, please pay a lot of attention here. You have got 180 minutes to answer your multiple choice questions. So that divided by 100 questions gives you at an average of 1 minute and 48 seconds to answer each question, average. Okay? You can go up to 3 minutes. See that you don't exceed that. Okay? That is the danger point, because sometimes you might end up, it will pull you. The questions will make you waste time. Okay? You will not know how the time is going to pass. So a 3 minute, you might, suddenly spend so much time, like you will be surprised to know that half an hour has passed for only one question. Then you are in big problems, because you will not be able to finish the paper. Okay, I have known one guy whose concepts were very good, but in the exam he started sweating so much that he looked as if he has to be taken to hospital. He was under so much pressure, right? So be calm, manage your time well, because the questions are going to make you nervous. But once you calm down, I have known people who have got 430 out of 500 even. Okay, so it is quite possible. Get your concepts good, manage your time well. If you are taking more than 3 minutes for a question and still not answered it, I would suggest to put some answer, either A, B, C or D, because there is no negative correction here. Okay, then mark the question. There is a marking facility. Once you mark the question comes back to you after you finish the paper. So then you can answer it at your own leisure time. Okay? So these are some of the tips. Don't worry, I don't want to give you all the tips in one particular session. It will be quite boring for you. Right? As we progress with the classes, I will keep giving you some tip or the other. And please take my tips very seriously. Okay? Let me assure you that some people have passed only because of what I have told them. Of course, they have studied, no doubt, but these tips really help them. Okay? Yes. Questions will be covered, sir. Without questions, I don't do any lesson. There is no point. If I am going to give you a lecture just like this, what I am doing today. Today is an introductory class. Okay? Rest assured, you will feel so bored that you will fall asleep and you will not be able to answer anything in the exam. Okay? So, examination standard of questions will be given to you. Okay, I got a question bank of many questions because I've been teaching for 10 years. Students have been asking me all kind of complex questions. So, any very, very complex questions, I have stored it to lecture upon it in future classes. Okay, so in fact, I take even physical classes. So at that time, I even offer them a Snickers chocolate or something for the first person who answers a question correctly. Of course, those will be the very tough questions because I'm a very stingy person. I don't give away chocolate so easily. Okay, so I cannot give those offers to you because you're online. I can't transmit food online, right? So you will have to do without it. Otherwise, if you are in my physical class, definitely for some of the questions which I have with me, you would have got a Snickers chocolate, right? So that's how I do to encourage them, right? Now, and of course, many of the times I've been taking the chocolate home because nobody answered. Okay, as a result, I put on a lot of weight eating the chocolates which I've written for my students. Okay, so anyway, you will see the next class will start the lesson. Okay, today this class we were struggling a bit with the new platform. So since all of us have got familiar with it, please remember how you logged in today. Okay, I'll also remember mine, and so that we don't have any more teaching problems in the next class. And in the next class, what I'm going to do, I gave you just a brief about the exam this time. And the scope of CMA, don't worry, it has a market. It has a market, of course, and of course, it depends on what the company requires, right? Sometimes they may require a person to do just accounting, so they may employ not a CMA, somebody else. But if they want management decision making, okay, as well as accounting, because don't forget, CMAs will also have a good background in accounting once they complete the course. Okay, so since one of the papers is external reporting, and I will be starting with external reporting part 1 CMA from the next class. Okay. I'm sorry I cannot do any questions in this class. Fine. These are just based on some introduction to be given to you, and I will be starting full-fledged in the next class. There will not be any time, no chatting here and there, no talking about, different other topics, etc. We'll have to concentrate on the lesson on hand, and you guys will have to increase your staying power. If you cannot sit for 2 hours or 1 hour continuously, right, then it's a sad thing, because you will not be able to pass. You need some stamina here. Okay? So, generally I have noticed that people are very interested in the beginning, and later it fizzles out when they see, things are getting tougher for them, and they have to concentrate. I agree, all of you all are working. You all will be quite tired. Okay? There's a time difference as well between some of you guys and India. I know Kazakhstan is only half an hour ahead. Now he must be having 10:10 must be your time, right, Chandrasekhar? 10:10 in the night? It's past 10, right? Yeah, 10:10 as I told you. And Saudi Arabia is about 2.5 hours behind. Okay, so Saudi Arabia is having a decent hour, no problem. Said Ghosh can go to Rashid Mal after this lecture. He still has time, right? I'll finish it any moment. You can go to Rashid Mal. Okay, right. And Muhammad also is in. Where is Muhammad? I forgot. Can you remind me, Muhammad? Where are you? Qatar. Yeah. I forgot. Sorry. Yes, Qatar. I told you about my cousin and I forgot. Right. So Qatar is also quite behind in time. So you also can go and enjoy yourself, right? But others like Jagdish, he is in Mumbai, so he'll be facing my own time. And yeah, so be prepared to invest in time, right? You already invested in money. Now comes the most difficult part, to invest in time. Okay? So be prepared for that, because without that, forget it. Don't even dream of passing. Let me be quite frank with you. Okay, this will not come easy to you. Neither it is so difficult that you will get frustrated like a CA or ICWA. Okay? So, well within your reach if you have put in efforts. And one more thing I have noticed, people who have done CA or ICWA or not done CA and ICWA and failed, okay, and failed CA and ICWA, my experience is they pass CMA in the first attempt. Okay, because they have already gone through that rigorous test of these 2 Indian professional courses, that they pass it in first attempt. Okay? So, all the best, and please enjoy your work. The main thing here is you have to enjoy something you are doing, because if you don't enjoy it, okay, it will seem like work. I never tell my students to work hard. Okay, because working hard means it sounds like something very difficult, something tedious, something boring, right? It is not work, it is enjoyment, right? Because see, I teach even in the weekends. For me, I am very comfortable with numbers. You can see me in office late as ever, right? So for me it's not been work at all. I enjoy finance, and I expect the same from you guys. Otherwise this is the wrong course for you. If you are not enjoying your work, you shouldn't be here in the first place. Okay? All the topics are interesting. Especially, for me, internal control and auditing is very, very interesting, because I applied so many of those concepts, what I have read, in my work. But I don't like to teach it. Okay? It's not my favorite to teach, because it's very difficult to catch the attention of students. Especially for people who have not been working before. People who have been working, they can relate to the internal control and internal audit subjects. Otherwise it's difficult to hold their attention, but anyway I have to do it. Alright? So, any questions you guys have? Any questions? I've given you a brief about the course. right? And if you have any questions for me, please let me know. Okay, how long will it take for you to complete one part? Well, it depends on you. Okay, for me to complete, fine. It depends. Now see, also it depends on the students. If the students are asking, are not getting the concept, what I do, I have to do more questions, right? So it takes time. So I have not really given a full account. Like within 3 months, I finish the entire CMA course. Okay, like all the sections. Right? February you have enough of time. February. Now this is December. January, February for part 1. Let me just ask Baswati. Baswati, is that practical? Since we have started in December, I can give you my schedule of how. Yeah, it is quite possible. But you have to do a lot of work. December. Yeah, it's the beginning of December. So you have to give it at the end of February. Chandrasekhar, see that you give it maybe on the 28th of February. Okay, so that you have enough of time. Yes. No, not in 19th also not enough. If you can put it on 28th, I'll be happy. Those few days count. Yeah, every 3 months you have an exam. I think there are 3 windows, right? 3 windows. Yeah, so yeah, within that you can write. And it is expensive to write the exam. Your examination fees are quite high, so please see that you are well prepared before you go in. Okay? Don't just go in for the experience. It's costing you money. Unless you have a lot of money, of course. Many of you guys are working in the Middle East. Chandrasekhar is working in Kazakhstan. He must be getting in dollars. Okay? Right? Syed Ghaus is getting in Saudi riyals. Well, I heard that they have started taxing people in Saudi Arabia now. Don't tell me Kazakh is poor country, sir. I don't agree. Kazakhstan has got rich resources in oil as well as in radioactive elements. Okay, so don't tell me it's a poor country. The people are generally, that's why TCO and other companies have come to exploit it, no doubt. NCPOC is there. But still the people are finding it difficult because of the inflation. I agree with you. So people are somewhat poor, but not exactly poor. You see in their cars, even our security guard has got a Mercedes Benz. Okay, so it's an old model, but still he has a Mercedes Benz. Okay, right. So their standard of living is high. So that way. Then Syed goes. Okay, you told me that VAT is introduced, right? How about personal income tax? I heard about something about that also in Saudi Arabia. When I was there was no personal income taxes. Oh, not yet. Fine. Then you must be rich. Okay? Okay, guys. So let us enjoy the study in the future classes. I am still open to questions before I sign off for today. Yeah, we have a class tomorrow. I will confirm you the time, Baswati. Okay, whether it should be 8:30 to 9:30. For me personally, 8:30 to 9:30 will be good. But if the students are not, if it's not convenient for the students, please let me know, and we can adjust accordingly. Okay? Okay. Good night, everyone. See you in the next class. Bye-bye.